Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becky Setra. I hope you're doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about UK nurses going on the biggest strike ever in history. You might be overseas or you might be new to UK as a nurse and you might be wondering what this is all about. So I'm going to talk about this. So if you'd like to know more, please watch the video to the end. Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Becky Setra. As you know, I'm a nurse and I work in the UK and I've been working here. Next, I think in about 4 months, 3 to 4 months, I would be about 20 years working here in the UK. And I give tips and advice to overseas nurses who are planning to relocate to the UK or those who are already here. And so in today's video, in the introduction, as I previously said, it's about nursing strike, NHS nurses going on strike. And you might be wondering why and what is going on. Am I going to be affected or not? So I'm a member of RCN, so I voted to go on strike. So the question is, why are nurses planning to go on strike in the UK? So as you may have heard on the news, this strike is the biggest strike in the NHS history. So if you're new to my channel, anyway, remember to like, subscribe and share. If you're new to the UK, you need to understand there are two main groups of nurses. There are nurses who work in the private sector. They are not striking because their salaries are determined by their employers. So the nurses who are striking are nurses working in the public sector. So the public sector, example, people working in the NHS. So mainly these are the groups of nurses. So as you may have been aware, Royal College of Nursing balloted their members whether they want to go on strike or not. Yes, I voted, let's go on strike. Unfortunately, I've just read the trust or the hospital I work at, we have not met the threshold, which means the number of people that may have voted either were not enough or the yes voters were not enough. So it's unlikely we would be striking, but I don't know. I'll wait until we are guided by that. And as you know, no nurse really would like to strike and put patient care at risk. However, it has become necessary. The good news is that when the strike goes ahead, emergency care would still carry on. So nurses will still provide care for people who are in urgent need. Unfortunately, services that are referred to as non-emergency services will be affected. So the question is, what is going on? So nurses have been asking for a salary increase of 5% above inflation rate. Current inflation rate is 14%. So we are asking for 19% pay increase. The government says no. Why are nurses asking for 19% pay increase? Because as you may be aware, the nurses and other NHS staff have actually had pay cap in 2010 till 2017. So that pay cap, as much as I can remember, I think we were only having 1% pay increase each year. So for 7 good years, nurses had a pay cap, so salaries were affected. As you're aware, cost of living has been going up slowly and slowly and slowly. Now, another reason nurses have decided that, enough is enough is the fact that there is a staff shortage, so the unsafe staffing levels, and this is affecting patients' care. And people would really not want to put patients' care at risk. And you don't want to be at risk. You don't want to be admitted to hospital. A nurse is overworked. she's having more than 14 patients to look after on a shift. Sometimes there is sickness, there is no cover, and a lot more of patients are being cared for by one or two nurses, and it is unsafe, and people don't want to be doing that. And also nurses are striking because they are not being able to give the patients the care they would really deserve, reason being shortage as well. So as you may be aware as well, record numbers of nurses have been quitting the NHS. I did a video on that, you can look at that. And then the current starting salary of nurses in the UK, be it newly qualified or if you're from overseas, newly registered nurse, regardless of whatever number of years of practice or experience you've had in your country, the starting salary is £27,055 per annum. This rises to 32,934, but the rise actually occurs every 2 years, so it doesn't go straight. So the reference range is between £27,055 to £32,934 for a newly registered or newly qualified nurse in the UK. So that is per annum. I'm not sure what the monthly salary would be because there would be deductions of tax, NHS pension if you're a member of that, NI and all that. What I'm saying is less you're on social hours. So if you're working Saturday night shifts, you get a little bit extra for those as well. So this 27,000 starting salary is actually an increase. We've had an increase recently. I think it was about 3% increase for salaries based on 2020 to 2023. So starting from April 2022 to March 2023, then the pay review body would have done another review for the subsequent years. Anyway, so previously 2021 to 2022, the starting salary was 25,655. So the starting increase is just over 1,000 something pounds, 1,300 and something pounds. You can do the maths yourself. So I know there are reports out there saying the average nurse's salary is 33,000 to 35,000 per annum. You must be aware that majority of nurses in the NHS are band 5, and so band 5 nurses form majority, and the top band 5 would be earning 32,934, and you will stay on that salary range until you find another job to go up as a band 6 when your salary would go up. So that is how it works. Nurses. According to a recent report by the NMC, the number of nurses, nurse associates and midwives were on the register are about 758,303 registered professionals, a combination of nurses, midwives, and nurse associates. Previously, nursing training in the UK was free, so a lot of people are more encouraged to go and do nursing. Nursing training became a degree course. Nurses have to pay as anyone undertaking a degree course in a university. I know there are other streams of or other routes of becoming a nurse. Either you start at trainee nursing associate and you can do other courses and become a nurse after practicing as a nurse associate. There is other routes like the nurse apprentice route. There are several routes to become a nurse, but the major route is by going to university to study nursing, and you are going to be paying the £9,250 annually for your tuition fee. I know they're giving some grants, is it 5,000 or something, but it's still not enough. People have to pay for their accommodation, people have to feed themselves, and unfortunately, whereby students from UK or home students start nursing, they get to a point and they decide, you know what, I don't think this is for me, and they stop the training. Not enough nurses working on the ward. Nurses are overworked as well. In 2021 to 2022, according to the NMC report, about 13% more than the previous year have actually left the register. I think about 27,133 people have left. Yes, some of the reason might be retirement, but some of the reason is like people have just had enough, so they decided to leave. So watch my video. Some will say nurses in the NHS have good conditions of service, such as like sickness, annual leave, maternity pay and all that. Yes, that is true, but at the same time it is a difficult job. Some would say, oh, you've gone into nursing to care. We went into nursing to care. That is fine, it's true. I love to care for people, and I'm happy when people I've looked after feel better, and you know, they go away knowing that you have made a difference in the life of someone. However, as you may fully be aware, nurses do have families as well. Nurses do have children as well. Nurses don't sometimes see their families at the weekend, Christmas days, they are working. You can remember during the pandemic, we were out there when everybody was working from home. We are having to be there to support and look after people who are ill. You know, nurses have bills to pay, and you know, there are reports of nurses actually visiting food banks as well. And most nurses I know are having to take 2 jobs or having to do overtime in order to make ends meet. It's a difficult decision, I believe, for the nursing unions to have, you know, ask their members to make this decision. But you know, it is necessary. Have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.